Hello, everyone. My name is Zach, and today I'm going to be talking about the results of the last presidential debate. Currently, Biden has a significant lead over President Trump with 52.1% of the vote, as opposed to Trump's 42.3% of the vote. This is a 9.8 advantage, and it is very difficult to see that Trump would ever surmount this, especially considering that there is less than 2 weeks left of Trump's campaign before November 3rd when Election Day happens. It is difficult to see, especially considering Biden's track record of polling better than Trump for the past uh, 6 months, and I do not see any way that Biden can not not lose this lead over Trump. Going back to what the presidential debate did, it really didn't do much for either candidate. People have maintained that they are going to vote heavily for Biden or Trump, and there hasn't been much of a crossover between the two. This is just showing the highly polarizing atmosphere surrounding these two candidates. It does not seem like either candidate was swayed, especially when you look at these next graphs. So it looks like people who are supporting Trump are absolutely certain they're going to vote, and they are not very excited to vote either. And if you look at both of these, they are very similar. You got 86% absolutely certain, 89% absolutely certain, very close together. And they're both not very excited to vote either. Only 46% are excited to vote here, whereas 48% are excited to vote, which is odd because although these candidates have very different policies and behaviors and personalities, their electorate is very similar, especially with percentages on how likely they are to vote and how happy they are to vote. It seems like neither electorate wants to really support this candidate. They probably aren't their first pick for president. I'm sure a lot of Republican voters would wish that somebody else from the Republican Party were running. Same with the Biden party. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would rather vote for a lot of the other candidates had they not dropped out back in March. Going on to who is popular, it seems that Trump has not had very favorable ratings, and from this presidential debate, his ratings have not changed in the slightest, from 61 to 60% after the debate to 36% viewing him favorably to 38% after the debate. And yet you see something similar from Biden. It's 50% to 52%. These are just not really significant changes, and it seems like an answer to the question of who actually won this debate is neither party won or lost the debate. It was a pretty solid tie and didn't influence who people were voting for coming November 3rd. Going on to the next part, which is how popular is the two candidates? Well, it's pretty easy to see that Trump hasn't changed his disapproval or approval numbers much, and this is a big challenge for Trump to get over with so little time and so little money in the bank. It would seem that from these polls, Biden does not have a chance to win, but it isn't impossible for Trump to win, because if the people do not turn out to vote, if you do not turn out to vote, it is very possible for a interesting outcome, to say the least. So this president isn't really popular even by presidential standards. Sure, when it comes to the end of the president's reign, it isn't likely for people to be as excited about them as they once were at the beginning. And you can see that down here. If you would compare Obama's favorability ratings to Trump's, Obama would have a 63% favorability compared to Trump's 44 at the beginning of his 4 years, whereas now it would have been 49% to 43.4. So it doesn't seem like Trump is popular even by other standards. You look at George W. Bush, he is 49 to 43. Bill Clinton, 46 to 43. The only presidents that really did worse than him as far as approval ratings was George H.W. Bush when he announced that huge taxes would be rolled out, even though his campaign slogan was "Read my lips, no new taxes." So it's really, I would love to make a case for Trump to win this election. However, it does not seem like it is in the cards based off this information, and considering that this was the last debate, he will not have another opportunity to talk directly to Biden supporters unless they come to his rallies, watch his ads on the internet. And to be honest, I'm not sure that Trump has much of a chance coming up into this election. See, most presidents from the past have had higher approval ratings, except for Kennedy and Ford. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please leave a like down below. And if you are more of an expert than me, please leave a comment explaining what you think of this election. Bye.